We now have with us senior journalist Shikha Mukherjee, who is joining us live from Kolkata. Shikha, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, first up, let me just throw a little basic detail about the exit polls that have started coming in here. According to the Representation of the People's Act of 1951, under Section 126A, now it stipulates that exit polls cannot be conducted or disseminated again until the final phase of the voting concludes. So does the length of the electoral process impact the outcome and the accuracy of the exit polls, you'd say?
Well, actually, it gives them a lot of time to gather their figures, because if you look at the phases, it's, almost on a weekly basis. So it's a kind of leisurely process. But in the leisurely process, I don't think, as an exit poll, it makes much of a difference. Conducting an exit poll in an election of a country which is as large as India, with the number of voters that it has, on one day or over 2 or 3 phases, is a far more difficult prospect. So yes, the exit poll is much easier. It's easier for the exit poll companies to conduct an exit poll with a long stretch of 44 days to do it.
Shikha, talking about the India bloc here, since you are from Kolkata, let me ask you this. The India bloc, in fact, the TMC, for example, has functioned as a separate party in the state of West Bengal. After what we saw with South numbers coming in right now, with NDA making inroads in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, would you say that a similar thing can be expected in West Bengal as well?
That is a question that is very difficult to answer in West Bengal as of today. For the simple reason that West Bengal's elections are normally binary between, it was Trinamool versus the BJP. In 2019, it was the Trinamool versus the BJP in the 21 state assembly elections. This time, there is a third force which has emerged on the scene. And it is the third force is the left and the Congress working in alliance. Now, this alliance was there also in 2021. It was there in 2019. The difference is that this alliance between 2019, 2021, and 2024, the left seems to have begun its turnaround. And that turnaround kind of changes the dynamics of how the election and the voters have choices. Therefore, it is a little difficult to predict, because please keep in mind that as the left's vote share plummeted, the BJP's vote share rose proportionately in between 2014 and 2019.
So keeping in
when
line...
when the left went down by about 22%, the BJP's vote share rose by 23%. It's as direct as that. And the buzz everywhere was that the left vote has shifted to the BJP. So if the left is in revival mode, it opens up 2 possibilities. One, that the left will take back the votes that the BJP, that moved to the BJP in 2019 and 2021. Or the left will eat into some of the BJP's votes and eat into some of the Trinamool's votes. Now, if you remember, the Trinamool started on a very bad wicket in this election because of a series of corruption scandals,
right,
which certainly impacted its image.
Right.
But then the election campaign changed, and so the Trinamool's disadvantage of corruption was overshadowed by other issues.
Shikha, since the exit polls have started coming in, what is your estimation of the BJP's performance in Bengal? How do you see them perform?
I don't do this kind of how many seats they're going to get, etc. I don't do this.
Right.
What I can see is that there are trends, and that's where what I'm willing to commit myself to.
Sure. So the trends is what we were talking about. However, we were talking about this on the show as well, how Malika Kharge Arjun has said that the India bloc is going to secure around 295 seats. I'm just trying to ask you to predict a trend here. Would you say that this estimation is well founded, or do you think it's an over and underestimation?
What happens with us is, I haven't traveled to the Hindi heartland, and if you look at the states where the BJP had maxed out in 2019, then I'm looking at trends which suggest that it will continue to max out in most of these states. Whereas the feedback that I have received is that they are on the decline. Now, one of the exceptions would be, say, Rajasthan, where I had visited, but also I have been in touch with people, and it seemed that the Congress was going to pick up seats. So yes, there is certainly a churn happening. There's certainly a churn happening, and there are several issues on which the voting population of India has every reason to think that a change is good.
Right.
The other factor, of course, is that anti-incumbency is anti-incumbency. Mr. Modi has been in power for 10 years. The BJP has been in power for 10 years. Anti-incumbency is a natural phenomenon in politics. And therefore, that will have some impact, I would assume.
Okay. Shikha Mukherjee, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast
with
your inputs. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.